just rip over 11. Nice, got that move. I was even thinking about sizing. Morning traders, happy to have you here. I hope everyone is okay after that nasty open we had today. I mean, that was insane. I think it was one of the most dangerous opens we had definitely this quarter, maybe this year. It was like every major ticker we were looking at just took a giant dump, like 20%. It was pretty gnarly. We'll look at some of those moves. Really AMTD, KR, REV, were the main ones I was looking at that all fell off a cliff. Now, I avoided a lot of headache today by basically on AMTD, once it maxed out pre-market, had that really nice run that we're going to focus on today in this recap video. I basically threw in the towel. I even ended the recording session, which I do now, that I upload to Trade Journal, and I was like, I'm going to step away. I actually ended up taking a 40-minute nap. I came back for the market open, restarted the recording with the intent that I was going to trade, but everything was just looking a little hectic. I didn't trade, and I avoided a lot of nonsense. And there's something in the recap video that I'm going to talk about today in the July recap video that really talks a little bit about, there's two rules that I'm kind of amending. Well, actually, one new rule, one, I don't know, like not new rule, but I'm going to revise my max loss, and then some summer trading adjustments I want to do a bit of a deep dive into. So you'll see that in the recap video later. And you'll also see it in the way I traded today. Let's just start with AMTD. This was kind of actually, let's just start with how I really traded today. And that is honestly, if you just go all the way down here, I started trading KR first, and I had a hard time really trading this one. I was a little bit all over the place, and I traded a little bit of REV after that, and then I went right into AMTD, and then in the middle I traded a little bit of ILAG, but it didn't really work. So let's start with KR. This ticker was kind of interesting. Pre-market right here, I did a few trades on this one, got a little bit of action. But I was tripping over myself a lot, one step forward, one step back, and then you'll see here P&L of the day. So I added my P&L day and my P&L open. So when I'm actually trading in the recordings, you guys can now see how much I'm up. I think that makes a big difference, and I've had actually some good feedback already on that. Although this isn't released, I just had good feedback overall on the recording. So I'm happy you guys like it. I actually like it too. It feels like I'm streaming again, but without, the pressures, I guess, of streaming and trading, and also like trying to pay attention to all these different things going on at the same time. So that's nice. KR at the open. I mean, I was about to jump in on this one, but I was like, do I really want to get back in it? And one of those things I'm going to be doing is I have to really nail one front side pre-market or at the market open or something. I feel like in the summertime, that's really more than you can ask for. So that's a big reason I didn't jump in on this one. I just felt like I would have been so annoyed giving back profits. Plus, I'm barely green on this one. And look at the 5 minute. It's just giant chop central ticker. So it wasn't really that interesting. Rev popped up after I was trading, and Rev was pretty ugly as well on the 5 minute. We had a little bit of a pump here. It wasn't that exciting. It was actually one of the best tickers though after the market opened. Right here, the break of VWAP, that was the money shot. But it still had these really aggressive flushes. I mean, if you just bought here, like on a classic 1 minute pullback, even if you bought low at like 9.6, you still get dumped in on 3%. You probably cut your losses just before it rips back up. Very frustrating kind of day. This was a nice move right here. That may be one of the best, but then, look at this flush, 15%. How do you trade that? Very, very stressful. ILAG, I traded this one in the middle of kind of everything just once, right here in this area. I had one red trade and then one green trade. Or no, I think it was like 2 red trades. I don't even remember. One was a scratch, like a total break-even trade though. I don't know. I didn't like it. I didn't like the volume. I didn't really like anything about it. I just took a stab at it. AMTD was really the moneymaker today, and AMTD. So I'm up 919 on this ticker alone. So this is really what paved the way today. On the daily, huge move here, and I talked about this a lot when I was trading earlier to myself mostly. I was like, well, you guys hear in the recording, I was like, we have a move till 12. You know, that this is the potential. I drew these lines with you guys. I originally drew them down here, and then I was like, these are nonsense to draw, so I removed them, and I kind of placed them higher here. One on the close and one at the high, and that actually corresponded perfectly to these two zones. And then we had the pump towards 12.5. And so my anticipation, this is 180-day simple moving average, and my anticipation was maybe we're going to break 10. If we break 10, there's that, you know, potential that we're going to pump all the way to, you know, 12. That's what I was thinking. Now on the 5-minute, I actually traded this one a little bit differently. You'll see it nicely on the 5-minute how this one kind of performed. Look at that beautiful run. Now, in this area, this whole entire area right here, I was red, or I don't know. Sometimes I was green, sometimes I was red. Sometimes I was up 150 and then I was back down to break even. It wasn't until this right here, I had a little bit of a green trade, and then right here I got this perfect breakout. And my mistake here on this one was I should have sized up more. I actually chased originally, it pulled back down. I bought it, and then I bought again. And I wasn't like red or anything. I was pretty much back to break even. And I was thinking, this is good. This has volume right here. This has volume. We have room to run still. This is the trade I need to do, you know, 5x average size on. I did maybe 2x average size. My average size is like $5,000 right now. So this was like a $10,000 trade, a little more, almost $11,000 trade. And actually it was $11,000 trade. Yeah, it just rips. So my goal was that break of 11, and you'll actually see it. Let me show you guys. So if you want to see my recordings right now, I don't have them embedded on the website, but just go to my profile, tradejournal.co/Winkler. Check out the Momo portfolio. This is where you see all the posts, or you can see my recent posts right here. I basically do make a post a week where I just talk about each week. Here you can see the full entire day trading recording. So just open that. I already have it open. Let me actually show you guys a snippet of the recording. So this is a recording right now. That's why my face isn't moving. And this is where I'm looking at Amtd. Let me just show you guys. So I'm up 174 on this ticker right now. This is where I'm just scratching back and forth. I make a little bit of profit here, but this was like basically a break-even trade.
Most stressful ticker I've ever traded.
So I'm like, this stressful ticker, this sucks. I'm having my breakfast.
Actually breaks out. And lower volume though.
So I'm fast forward right now. So I'm thinking about it. You can see I'm like kind of anxious. I'm like, okay, it finally broke out. This is what I was waiting for. And then it rips over 10.
Here's the potential break 10. Let's see if we can go on for that. Was it break 10 to be strong?
So I bought high there.
Nice, got it. Probably my best trade on this ticker.
Once they run, they run. But there's also a lot of flushes, which made today really sketchy. Let me fast forward. Now at this point, the ticker runs without me. At this point, it's off. And I'm like, I gotta get on this. If I want to trade this, I gotta chase it.
This ticker's got freaking power right now. It's pushing hard. Anything above that, we're gonna break 12. So
that's where I'm talking about 12.
Increase my shares a little bit. I mean, at this point, it looks like it's going to break 11.
Yeah, so I'm talking about it's going to break 11. I have a limit order here. But I'm like, if I want to trade this, I got to jump in on it. So I think this might be my entry. And this is the spot I was like, I got to get aggressive. This is where I was thinking I need to double up. But I didn't, because it's summer and it's hard to manage your risk.
And just rip over 11. Nice, got that move. I was even thinking about sizing right here.
Boom, there was the move.
Got exactly what I wanted.
And it actually kept on going. I tried to buy a pullback here. I missed that one. I missed this one. And then basically here is, oops, I went too fast. It's got to load. Anyway, not so important. But here is literally Oh, you know what I gotta do? I gotta go to back to right here. So at this point, I just had a whole narrative where I was like, this is one of those situations where, you know, the stock oftentimes sells off, momentum fades, and then you get that flush. And then it actually ended up popping again. And I was like, okay, well, this is probably where it's going to die. We're going to get like a small bounce here. And this is why I don't range trade. You can maybe make 2, 3, 4, 5%. Actually, it was like a 9% move or 12. But then you get that flush. And so it's a negative risk reward strategy once the move is over. And I thought, you know, here where the move was going to be over. So actually, I was premature here. It actually ends up running 30+%. But here's exactly the situation where it ends. So it breaks the 9 EMA just like here. And it does that 2-3% bounce like I was talking about, or 4. And then boom, there's a 17% sell-off. So this is a negative risk-reward strategy. Once you're trading the range, looking for those little pops, really, really dangerous. You want to maintain that front side where the 5 minutes on the front side, the 1 minute's on the front side, and we're not breaking the 9 EMA. Because when that dips, it's tough. And if you start averaging down, you're going to have a huge loser. So that's what I was really cautious about on AMTD. And yeah, I left profits on the table for sure. I ended way too soon, but you know, we don't really see moves like this happen that much. And, you know, it's been so flushy that I just really didn't want to get stuck in like a 10% flush, which was super easy today to do. And it could have easily been a red day, especially if I traded the market open, I think. So my stats are pretty nice today. You know, total winners above average, profit margin, you know, classic green day profit margin, and then average win, average loss, kind of like a pretty close 1-to-1 risk reward. But here's nice, my biggest winner is bigger than my biggest loser, which is really important. And you could even see here I was just churning. You know, I was like losing money, I was making a little bit of money, but it wasn't until really like that one trade where I made most of my money. So today was all about managing risk, being patient, and when that one setup came, I knew it, I felt it in my bones. I was like, this is the one I need to hold. And I didn't take profits right away either. I held, but I should have even sized up even more. I think that was really the one to size in. And yeah, I hope you guys get some value out of that and find some value out of that, this recap video. And again, if you guys are curious in checking out that whole entire playback, just go to my portfolio, tradejournal.co/Winkler. You'll see it there. Again, you do have to be a part of the fast track program, but that is, you know, 7 days free and it's only $35 a month. So it's a total steal. I wish that's what I had when I first started trading. I paid for much more expensive programs, which, you know, debatable in helpfulness. But I want to do something that I always wish I had, and that's watching those live trading recaps. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it at that. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you then first thing tomorrow morning. Like always, stay safe and make some awesome trades. Ciao, ciao.